The topic on this class is medium transmission line. Actually, this is the second part of the performance of transmission line. Now, what is medium transmission line? When the length of overhead transmission line is above 50 km to up to 150 km and the line voltage is in between 20 kV to 100 kV, it is considered as the medium transmission line. Due to sufficient length and voltage of the line, the capacitance effect are taken into account. Whereas in case of short transmission line, the capacitance effect is negligible due to the short distance and low voltage. For the purpose of calculation, the distributed capacitance of the line is divided and lumped in the form of shunt across the lines at one or two more points. Now, the capacitance is uniformly distributed over the total length of the lines for simple calculations. Actually, practically the capacitance are not uniform through the line, but for calculation purpose, we always consider the distribution of the capacitor through the line is almost uniform. The capacitors are lumped and concentrated into the form of capacitance shunted across the line at one or more points. For short line, the capacitance are distributed in one points, and for long distance, it is distributed more than one number of points. The most common method is called the localized capacitance method for solution of medium transmission lines. So there are three types of medium transmission line. First one is the end condenser method, second one is the nominal T method, and third one is the nominal pi method. Now, the end condenser method. In this method, the block diagram is like this. This end is called the sending end point, and this end is connected with the power system, and this end is the receiving end, which is connected with the distribution network, and the voltage of the sending end is denoted by Vs, and the voltage of the receiving end is denoted by Rs. And there are the two types of series parameters. One is the resistance and the reactance, and capacitors is connected with the parallel with the lines. So it is also known as the end condenser method, because capacitor is connected with the end point of the network. So in this network, IR is the load current per phase, R is the resistance per phase, XL is the inductive reactance per phase, C is the capacitance per phase, cos phi R is the reactive power factor, and this power factor is lagging in nature. Vs is the sending end voltage per phase. In this phasor diagram, receiving end voltage VR as the reference phasor diagram. So these are the phasor diagram. So here the reference, and that is IS, and the IS lag behind the VR at some angle, and this angle is called the phi r. So phi r is the angular displacement between the IR and VR. Now the voltage drop across the resistive part is ISR is in phase with the current IS, because we know in case of resistive voltage drop, the voltage is always phase with the current, so these lines are parallel. Now the reactive drop, that is I into XL, is 90 degree lead to the current vector, and then this angle is 90 degree, and the resultant of the voltage drop, that is the voltage drop due to the resistive and inductive load, is denoted by the impedance drop, which is the vector sum of the ISR and ISL, and denoted by ISZ. Now the main input voltage is Vs, which is the combination of voltage drop across the terminal and the receiving end voltage or load voltage VR. So summation of VR and IZ is the Vs. So the vector sum of VR and ISZ is the Vs. Similarly, in this case, that is IS and that is IC, and this is the IR. Now voltage drop per phase equals to ISZ, and that is also equals to IS, and Z is represented by R plus JXL. So the equation is IS into R plus JXL. Now the sending end voltage Vs equals to VR plus ISZ, that is equals to VR plus IS into R plus JXL, and therefore percentage regulation of this network is Vs minus VR divided by VR into 100, and this formula is common, and that is the general formula of percentage voltage regulation in transmission lines. Now the transmission efficiency. Transmission efficiency is the ratio of the power delivered per phase to the power delivered per phase plus losses per phase into 100. So the equation is like that: VR into IR into cos phi r divided by VR into IR into cos phi r plus IS square RS, where IS square R is the loss component, into 100. The limitation of end condenser method. There are some limitation or drawback of end condenser method of medium transmission line. Like this is a considerable error, about 10% in calculations, because the distributed capacitance has been assumed to be the lumped in the throughout the network. We already discussed about this. Actually, the capacitor is not uniformly distributed throughout the network, but for simplicity, during calculation, we always consider that the capacitors are uniformly distributed throughout the network. So, with this consideration, there are some error, and that is near about 10%. Now, the nominal T method. Here, the capacitor and the overall network is just like T, so that is called the T network. In this method, the whole line capacitance is considered to be concentrated at the middle point of the lines, and the half of the line resistance and reactance are lumped on the each sides. Therefore, full charging current flow over the half of the line. So here IR is the load current per phase, XL is the inductive reactance per phase, cos phi is the receiving end power factor, and this power factor is lagging in nature. V1 is the voltage across the capacitor C, R is the resistance per phase, C is the capacitance per phase, and Vs is the sending end voltage per phase. And all are distributed and capacitors are divided over the whole network into two parts. So this is resistance is R, here the resistance is R by 2, and here the XL by 2, and here the also resistance is R by 2, and that is the XL by 2. And this current is the receiving end current denoted by IR, and this receiving end voltage is denoted by VR, and sending end voltage is represented by Vs, whereas the sending end current IS, and that is the capacitor which is placed in the middle portion and makes the circuit like the T. So the current through the capacitor is denoted by IC here. Now the vector diagram of this model. This is the VR is the reference, and IS lag behind the VS at some angles, and the IR, that is current, that is receiving end current, and the angle between the receiving end voltage VR and the IR is phi r, and the sending end and the voltage drop on for a particular side is IR into R by 2, and this drop is in phase with the current, and the reactive drop IR into XL by 2 is 90 degree lead by the current, and this angle is 90 degree. And now the IS R by 2, and this is the receiving end part, and this is the sending end part. IS R by 2 is also in phase with the IS, because this line is parallel to the IS, and the reactive drop IS X by 2 is 90 degree lead by the current, and this angle is 90 degree, and that is the resultant of these two drop, that is IS Z by 2. Now the summation of this plus this equals to Vs. This is the vector diagram. Now taking the receiving end voltage VR as the reference phasor, that is we already discussed, the receiving end voltage VR equals to VR plus J0, because we know VR is the resistive voltage and no imaginary component are present in resistive part of the voltage, and the load current IR equals to IR into cos phi r minus J sin phi r, and voltage across C equals to the V1, that is equals to VR plus IR into Z by 2, all are vectors. So that is equals to VR plus IR into cos phi r minus J sin phi r. Now the capacitive current IC equals to J omega C into V1, and that is equals to J2 pi FC into V1, and this is the value of omega, because we know omega equals to 2 pi a. The sending end current IS equals to IR plus IC. The sending end voltage VS equals to V1 plus IS into Z by 2, and that is equals to V1 plus IS into R by 2 plus JX by 2. Now this type of medium transmission line is called the nominal pi method, because the network is just look like pi, and in this network this is the sending end voltage denoted by Vs, and this is the receiving end voltage denoted by Vr, and this is the resistive part of the network, and that is the reactive part of the network, and current passing through the sending end is denoted by Is, and the receiving end current is denoted by IR, and here the current is IL, and there are two capacitors which are connected in parallel. First one is the IC1 and second one is the IC2. That is the overall circuit network. So in this method, the capacitance of each conductor, that means the line to neutral is divided into two part. One half is being lumped at the sending end, and the other half is the receiving end. Capacitance at the sending end has no effect of the line drop. However, its charging current must be added to the current to the other obtained by the total sending end current. So the IR is the load current per phase, R is the resistance per phase, XL is the inductive reactance per phase, C is the capacitance per phase, cos phi r is the receiving end power, that is the lagging power factor, and Vs is the sending end voltage per phase. And these are the vector diagram. As usual, VR is the reference, that is IS, angular, there is some angle between them, and the angular difference between the VR and IR, and this is the IL, and this is in phase with the current, and ILXL is 90 degree lead by this, and the resultant of this is the Vs, and in this section that is IL, and that is IC2 and IR and IC1. In the above phasor, the receiving end voltage taking as the reference phasor, so VR equals to VR plus J0 and IR equals to IR into cos phi r plus J sin phi r. Now the charging current at the load end is C1 equals to J omega C by 2 into VR, and that is equals to J omega FC VR. Now the line current IL equals to IR plus IC1, and the sending end voltage Vs equals to VR plus ILZ, and that is also equals to the VR plus IL into R plus JXL, that is the value of Z. Now the charging current at the sending end is IC2 equals to J omega C by 2 into Vs, and that is equals to J pi FC Vs. So the sending end current IS equals to IL plus IC2.